blanket of snow covers much of the Canadian countryside. For third-generation farmer Josh Borson, the cold weather allows him the chance to fix up his combine.
Well, eventually it gets low enough and it just rides on the roller.
Borson, along with most farmers in Canada, have had to endure a host of challenges in recent years, including lower commodity prices and higher input costs. But now there's a further concern, as US President Donald Trump has threatened a 25% tariff on all Canadian goods, including agricultural products.
Realistically, it's hard to see a path where tariffs don't impact everyone, and it's hard to see a path where they don't impact all parties. The unpredictability now just makes everything extremely challenging.
Canada exports around $100 billion worth of agriculture and food products. Almost two-thirds of that goes to the US. Another concern for Borson, the likely retaliatory tariffs that Canada would impose on the US, further driving up costs.
Also, like it or not, the US does rely on Canada certainly for a large amount of produce, but at the same time, in turn, Canada also does rely on the US for a large amount of things that help our farm operate too. Ideally, neither side imposes a tariff, I guess, but real threats to our business remain.
Canadian farmers have faced a number of headwinds in recent years, and those will likely be compounded should tariffs be introduced. But while most grain farmers can at least store some of its crops in the hope that market conditions improve, that's not the case for farmers of other agricultural products. It's a particularly difficult pivot for vegetable farmers, growing perishable items like cucumbers and tomatoes.
We can't shut down our greenhouse. Once that product is growing, it has to be harvested within a specific time frame. We anticipate that demand will decrease and price will increase. So if there is a shortage created due to those cost implications, our produce will be stuck here in Canada.
Back at the farm, Borson is still hopeful for the future.
Realistically, we rely on each other for many things, and I think that overall we'll be successful together if things can remain more or less the way they've been for the last 50 years or more.
A sentiment shared by a host of businesses and industries on both sides of the border. Dan Williams, CGTN, Gads Hill, Canada.